To all of the shy guys out there, how did you get a girlfriend? Was sitting in second day of bio class in college. Class had 100 plus students in it. I liked to get there early to reserve my seat. Was a very shy guy and my row was always empty except me, which I didn't mind at all. Anyways, I was sitting there and I look over at the far door to watch the students pile in. A girl, obviously on the tennis team, walks in. 10/10. I look at her, she looks at me, I look away because I didn't want to be awkward. Next thing I know, she's right next to me and asks if the seat next to me is taken. It isn't. She sits down. I don't know what to do, but I have to do something. Look over and say I'm bones apart. What's your name? And put my hand out. Immediately regret the decision because maybe a handshake is too formal. She awkwardly shakes it and gives me her name. I ask how long she's been playing tennis. She doesn't. She's on the golf team, not the tennis team. Feel like a dumbass but keep trying. She asks a couple of questions about me. I had just got back from living in France for a couple of years, I'm half French, and tell her. She's impressed and asks me to say a couple things in French. More impressed. Class starts. She mentions how she'll need a study buddy to get through this. I catch on. Tell her we should make a study group. She's all for it. I get her number to set the group up. Class ends. We go our separate ways. Next day of bio. I get to class a little later than usual. Walk in. She's in her old spot. She saved my spot. I'm on cloud 9 and never miss a day of bio. We start studying together before exams. Then we start studying together every day. I have a car. I take her out to eat every now and then. She invites me hiking a month later. Just me and her. We go up the mountain to a spot that overlooks the city. She plays my favorite song by Blues Traveler. That's when I fall in love. Ask her out on the hike down. She says yes. First kiss. 2 years later we're still together. And what was the key skill demonstrated here, class? That's right, it was catching on right at the beginning. Be careful though, if you catch on and you misunderstand the situation, you're a creep for the rest of your university career. Or you could just catch on, then spend the length of the interaction/friendship taking no romantic action and second-guessing your own perception only to have them, years later, frustratedly confess that, yes, I was into you. She apparently hit on me. A lot. And eventually got mad and was like, do you just not like me or what? I eventually stammered out an apology and asked her to hang out for Christmas. We've tolerated each other for 6 years this Christmas, lol. I didn't realize anime protagonists existed in real life. TFW2D was real all along. Holy crap, it was the same with me. My girlfriend, also for 6 years, started hitting on me after our work at camp and started texting me like crazy. Like absolutely crazy. She asked me to write short little love paragraphs and also asked if we could pretend to be dating as a lie to our peers. At the camp, she and I pretended to be a couple as sort of a play for the kids. Stupid me didn't think a girl like her would be hitting on me until she started to literally point it out with a, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" Well, my last girlfriend was a friend I had a crush on. We were playing the dot game, which is where you try to tap the other person's nose and say dot. It leads to a lot of wrestling if you're playing on a couch. I had her pinned down and we were both laughing. Then I just kissed her. Lucky for me, she was thinking, just kiss me already, or else that would have been bad. If you're at the dot game stage, kissing is almost guaranteed. The moment I knew my last GF and I would end up together, we wrestled each other for a hat. We ruined the hat, but I won. I sat back down next to her and put it on her head, just a bit too forward leaning as to cover her eyes. When she smiled was when I was thinking, this is a thing now. Unfortunately didn't last long and went down in flames, no thanks to me, but I'll never forget that feeling for sure. Also, introverted me has been single since her, so this thread is like a godsend to me. My BF is more introverted than shy. He and my brother worked together and my brother asked him to help move a big piece of furniture. He stayed for dinner, we talked and then I asked him out. He's held on to me tight ever since, smiley face. 3. Basically he did someone a favor and got dinner and a girlfriend out of it. Basically you did all the work and he's lucky. After drinking 2 bottles of wine I was talked, against my better judgment, into going to an event at a club with 2 friends. There I met a beautiful and smiley girl who one of them knew from elsewhere. During the sobering up period I remembered I dislike people in clubs, so I retreated to the 24-hour cafe/lounge place across the street and drank tea, where friends, an accompanying beautiful smiley girl eventually joined me. She and I talked, and it was great. She wasn't difficult to talk to like everyone else. When we all went our separate ways, we hugged and agreed we should definitely see each other again. After that we spoke on Facebook, but didn't see each other again for like 3 or 4 months, until she said she was coincidentally coming to meet friends near where I live and that this would be a good opportunity to meet up. I later learned these friends were a ruse. We met at a pub and talked for ages about lots of our favorite things. I asked if she wanted to come stay at my house, and we've been together the 2 years since. We live together and she's asleep next to me right now, and is by far the best thing to ever happen to me. I'd never been with anyone before her and was beginning to give up hope. When I was 19, one of my extrovert friends hooked me up with another introvert I never would have met otherwise. We started off exchanging emails. We lived 200 miles apart. This was in 2005, before smartphones with video chat, before video chat was really even a thing. I had no idea what she even looked like. Our 8th anniversary is Monday, and we're taking the kids to dinner and a movie to celebrate. Did you find out how she looks like? We're still too shy to look. Does shit like this actually happen in real life? Like a stranger just came up to you and said she was your girlfriend and you went along with it? Maybe not quite this situation. But when I was in college, I was taking the elevator down to the basement of one of the campus buildings from the 2nd floor. This girl from one of my classes gets on at the 1st floor. She didn't say a word, but also didn't turn around and face the door, like you're supposed to do on a damned elevator. As soon as the door closed, she stepped in and kissed me. We dated on and off for the rest of the year. That's brilliant. I'll summarize for you. Alcohol will help loosen you up when you're in social situations. There is a small possibility that one of your female friends may eventually become interested in you. Online dating is somewhat effective. If you don't drink, you don't have any female friends and you're unwilling to try online dating, you will be alone for the rest of your life, unless a woman you don't know decides to make the first move. I've never personally met a man whose woman made the first move on him, but there seem to be several guys like that in this thread. Maybe one of them can give you some advice on how to achieve that. I went through a 2-year period where I became pretty normal. I met her and got married during that time. I was sociable for some reason I don't understand. After we got married I kind of went back to my old self. This answer is probably not much help. Just broke up with my GF of 6 years. We met because I was making a conscious effort to be social after graduating high school. Unfortunately, I too reverted back to being antisocial and now I am single again. You are a lucky man that she has stuck with you, smiley face. Hey, at least you did it before so you know you have it in you. Good luck. For me, the trick was to be cool with being alone. I found my happiness, worked on improving myself, and eventually women started noticing me. There is definitely something to the confidence is sexy thing. I guess my advice is, live your life and don't obsess about being single. Also, going to the gym helps because the better you think you look the more confidence you project. I think the hidden confidence thing brings itself to the surface of how we present ourselves more than we think. I'm a really skeptical person. I tend to think I'm not very good looking, and what do you know, when I think those thoughts in public, I don't feel noticed. But when I do think confident thoughts, I tend to notice other people noticing me. Today I went for a walk and was in a good mood and said hello to a bunch of people who walked by. Usually, it seems like people aren't very interested in me on most other walks, because I usually go on them when I feel like shit, but today, for some odd reason, they were. Because I was confident and engaging in a way that was governed by how I subconsciously felt. You wear your thoughts and emotions on your sleeves and other people can see them better than you think. Also confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance. If I believe I'm confident or if I feel good in myself, I will A. Notice people who seem like they're noticing me due to Baader-Meinhof phenomenon or actually noticing them. B. Believe people are noticing me positively and then give off the right body language cues necessary to start a pleasant confirmation. That's why I don't get why people shit on confirmation bias, it's so damn useful, as is cognitive dissonance selectively.